Hello amazing family, this is Hadija from the Parenting Mindset Shift, a place for parents to find clarity, peace and joy in their parenting journey. And today I want to talk about this book that I read the first of the year, and I feel like it's the question now is to know if I enjoy the book or not. The book is from Ali Abdaal, Feel Good Productivity. And it's Ali Abdaal is a known doctor turned into entrepreneur, most productive expert, and he now launched his first book this year. And I want to share with you what I took away from, the things that I want to use, the things that I appreciate as a reminder, the things that I wanted to implement and remind myself. And that's kind of how I read a book. I don't necessarily read parenting book to have improvement in my parenting journey. So I always read those books with different hats in my head. So I will, as a parent, as an entrepreneur, as a career professional, as a wife, as a friend. I have all those different mindset, and I read it and I try to see what I can implement, what I can remind myself of doing, what are the things that I used to do but I forgot and then it came back. And sometimes, and I don't necessarily take everything from the books. There are aspects of the book that I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't apply to me. So what Ali Abdaal did in his book, that's exactly that. He's going to share a bunch of different experiments, and he's letting you choose the one that will work for you. So the thing here in his book, it's not about necessarily to tell you what to do to be most productive. And what I love, and that's actually my jam, it's the feel-good productivity. The whole definition, a different definition of what is productivity look like and what does that mean. It doesn't mean that you do as much as you can in this time frame. It's just that you're doing as much as you can, enjoying the process, loving what you're doing the things that matter to you in those time frame. Are we able to do that? And today we are our lives are taking away with all the different things. So we want to make sure that we are productive and we feel good about it. So I love this combination of it, and that's pretty much what I want to talk about in this book. I have five things that I want to share. Of course, the goal is for you to read the book, to have the complete experience of all the different experiments that he's talking about. I'm not going to address all of them because I want you to read the book. But I enjoy reading. I actually listen to the book. I use audiobooks when I do that, and it's my easiest way to get it done in reading. So I listen to, and the author is actually reading it, Ali Abdaal. So that's pretty much me sharing those 5 things that I want us to think about when we, as a parent, reading those kind of books. And when we read them, try to have this mindset in place of how can I either implement that for me, or teach it to my kids, or even model it for my kids. So in his book, he has it 3-part, and I love how very clear and simplified it was done. That help us to have a framework of how he does it. The first part is energize, the second part is unblock, and the third part is sustain. So to be able to have this whole feeling good productivity mindset, you have to have those framework to work around it. So the different takeaway that I took for the first part, energize, is play. The importance of playing. And what I love about the book is every experiment that he's talking about is backed up by science. So a bunch of people did some research, did some experiment, had a hypothesis, and collect the data and come up with a solution and provide that to you in a beautiful plate. So here Ali Abdaal is collecting all of those collecting all the research that already have been done, and then proving to us that this is something that maybe we can try. So why not try it? And what I love about the part where he's talking about play is how important for us as parents, sometimes we forget how important it is. Even for us, not just for our kids to play, but for us to know how to do that. because we grew up being like so serious about it, which is another a point that he's going to talk about in the play category. And I love it, and I think it's actually, I don't remember from where it was, but in the book he's talking about don't be serious, be sincere. And when he said don't be serious, be sincere, this is being in the moment. And he's giving the example of Monopoly, which I think everybody can relate to. You always have this player in a Monopoly game that take the game so seriously that it's taking out of the fun out of it, because everything needs to be so serious in the game. But you want to take that chance, and then everybody get annoyed in those situations. But if you put sincerity in the game, now you're present, now you're here, and you're a little bit less serious, but you're just sincere in enjoying the moment with your family in that game. So taking the habit of focusing on the process of playing and not the outcome of what are we getting out of it. So the playing is when we learn how to play as a kid, we don't focus on necessarily winning. We want to enjoy the game too. And that's what we want to focus here. Learning how to focus on the process, not the outcome. Remember that to play, we need to create the environment for us to play, for the kids to play. We need to create this environment that is not threatening, to just be in that place. And we are in control of that. And sometimes I think we need that reminder that we may forget that we are in control of creating this environment, because without that, creativity, productivity suffer, because there is too much stress around this place we are creating. So it was a beautiful reminder of making sure that we put the play into this whole concept of productivity. And here I'm attaching the productivity in our parenting mindset. So making sure that we are enjoying the process. So when we are trying to get our kids to do their routine, we can implement a play here around to make sure that everything is flowing without being too serious about it, right? So I like that aspect. And then there is another point that he talked about in this first part, energize, which is then the first chapter was play. He's talking about reframing our definition to failure. And I think that's another one that is so important for us to either know for ourselves, model it for the kids, and make sure that our kids understand that. Failing is just data that you collect, that feedback data. And he's talking about different examples and research that are done of comparing people that are in those situations when they change their mindset and understand that they're actually not failing, but they're collecting the data on how to do it next time in a better way. So if we reframe the mindset of reframing what failure means to us, that can also help us to feel good about everything that we do around us. So I like those aspects of, like I said, focus on the outcome, focus on the process, not the outcome, and put the play in everything. Remember that you are creating the environment that you want to put the play, welcoming play in your house, because without that, the stress taking over, and then creativity and productivity goes out of the window. And we don't want that. We want to be able to have a well-being family, like a family that is in a place where we can just be at least at home, right? So once we said that, the second part that he had within the energize was the one that I actually think we could use a lot for our parenting journey. So the second one was power. And again, he's giving us a definition of what power means. And here we want to talk about empowering ourselves, empowering others to make sure that we are productive and successful. So we just need to take a look at our mindset of how we go about it. And he's giving different examples, and I think those things are good examples that we can share with our kids. So for instance, the first one is taking ownership. So if you're in a situation when you can take ownership and becoming that now it's your responsibility to make this project go from A to Z. For instance, we give the different taking ownership to our kids, the different chores that they have at home. This is their responsibility. They have a good feeling of they own it. They can just choose how to manage it and how to do about it. That goes with the number one. The number two, that they can also own the process. And owning the process is when they don't necessarily have choice to do those chores. For instance, they have to empty the dishwasher every day, and if anyone doesn't like it, instead of complaining about I have to empty the dishwasher, they just can find a way to make it fun to empty the dishwasher. And we need to show that to them, that sometimes there are things that we don't enjoy doing, but we have to get it done anyway. So how can we put the joy, put the fun into that process? I can add some music and dance while I'm doing it. I can maybe have a system that I'm doing the plates this way and I'm doing the bowl this way, or whatever. You create a whole story in your head to just make it fun. So that's the part of where he's owning the process that he talks about. And again, like I said, in his book, he's backing everything with science, and it's our choice to use those different experiments to see what works best for us. And the last part that he was talking about in the owning your business, owning your the power, was owning your mindset. And the mindset is, and this is to me one of the things that I had to remind myself to do, and just changing the way to do, instead of saying I have to do this, to say I get to do this. Or even better, I'm blessed to do this. And us as parents, I think we sometimes have so many situations where we feel like we have to do this, we have to pick up, we have to drop off, we have to go there, and we have to do this. Bringing that phrases to our mindset doesn't bring joy. But when we choose to say, when we put the choice into it, and we see to ourselves that we get to do this, we are blessed to do this, we are honored even to do this. I have that mindset on when we help others, it's an honor. When we take care of our kids, it's a blessing. When we get to do the groceries, it's a beautiful blessing. So if we change the mindset, we also can bring the feel good in anything that we're doing. So like I said, the number one was play. The number two, within play, I already mentioned the point of focusing on the outcome, not the process, and putting the joy in everything we do. Then the second one was power. And inside power, we were talking about taking ownership and owning the process and owning your mindset. Don't forget, you get to do something. You are blessed to do something. Those are such beautiful reminder for us parents. And I love it. And I think, to me, when we talk about things like that, we have to remind them that that's also how we are processing, because this is the modeling that we're doing. Now, the number 3 point, I say 1 play, 2 power. Number 3 was inside the unblock, which is the second part. He's talking about seek clarity. And I love that, because I think, to me, it's, you know how parenting mindset shift is to find clarity, focus on clarity. Once you know what you want and how you can just do it, know how to get there, right? But you first need to focus on knowing what you want. So this is a reminder for us to go back to the basic, try to understand what is it that you want, and are those action matching your desire of what you want. The clarity is extremely important. So here, that's a point that to me, it's always a reminder. It's always those kind of books do some reinforcement in the things that I believe to be important to me. So that was a really nice way to touch the importance of when you feel that you unblock in any moment, when you feel like you're paralyzed in doing something, you don't know like what's going on here, what's going on here. Just step back and find your clarity, seek your clarity, and make sure that you know where you are, what's the environment, write it down. Try to find a way to just sit down and seek clarity. And once you found that, things are unblocking, basically. So there are other parts that he's talking about, but like I said, I'm not going to talk about this everything on the book. But the third part of the book is sustain. And this one is also one of my favorite parts, because this is something that we parents kind of neglect that part, because we think we don't have time for that. So sustain is, you want to conserve, you want to recharge, and you want to align. So he's talking about those three things. You want to conserve, which is the fourth part, and the fifth one is recharge. He has another one aligned, but I'm not talking about it now. But those are the five that I want to talk. You're playing, the power, empowering yourself and owning your process, the seeking clarity, and conserve your to be able to sustain in the long term. And the fifth one was to recharge. And all of those is, again, knowing yourself enough to know what brings you back to being recharged and rejuvenated. You need to know that there is different ways that you can do that, and be very intentional on how you do that. And Ali is giving you the different experiment that you can try. So he's going to talk about mindful recharging. So you're intentional about giving a list of what are the things that you like and enjoy doing that actually bring joy. And also mindless doing, like it's fine to not program what you want to be, as long as you're there and you know that it's a moment for you, but you don't need to think about what kind of things needs to be that you need to do to recharge. You just be there. But learning to be there is also a skill that you need to practice. So those are the things. Basically, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a really quick review for this book. I really enjoyed it. It was a really quick one. I've been following his work for a while, because I love anything that has productivity in it, because I'm always in that search of, I want to do more, but I want to do more of the things that I love. And I don't necessarily want to do more to just do more. And I was pretty convinced in myself that there must be a way to get stuff done with joy, with a feel-good feeling, with happiness in the process. And this whole concept is just enjoy the process, put the play in it, be intentional on the things you're doing. And so this book is a really good reminder of just reprogramming ourselves to know what productivity means. It's not about the grinding all the time, because you also need to think of sustainability. You also have to think of the things that are in the long term. It's not just the moment. And of course, you have season where you do a little bit more grinding, but it's a season. It's not the long term. And if we change our mindset like that, and I think this book did a really good job. So I really enjoyed the book, and I think if you have an opportunity to read it, it will be nice. I listened to it in the audiobook. It was easier for me, and it's a quick one. So hey, enjoy. Let me know what you think. Put some comment, and which one is your favorite? Which one would you think that it was a good reminder for you? And again, there are so many other things that he's talking about, and I would love for you to just come back to it once you read the book, or maybe even listening to what he's talking about, because he has plenty of video as well. So just sharing the things that you learn that you can implement as you're parenting. So the Chouette Connection tool this week is that. What are you going to implement to remind yourself to either do it or think about it, and maybe model it? What are the things you're going to do with your child? Or with yourself to know what to do with your child, to make it better for you, to be a better version of yourself. We always want to try to do the things that allow us to be a better version of ourselves. And I feel that our children is our blessings because of that. Because they are here, they are challenging us to be better. And personally, I love that. I love that journey. I'm loving doing the work. I'm enjoying doing the work. I'm enjoying reading those books and see what I can implement. And I do that with pretty much every book. You can follow me on Instagram. I will share the Instagram link on below, but I will share my journey of reading a book a week. I may not do a video of all the books every week, but I will share a few aspects of it on Instagram. So hey, let me know what you think about it, and thank you so much for being here, and subscribe to the channel. I did not ask you. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this kind of video, let me know in the comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can grow and grow to be a better channel that I can be, and provide you more resources and more insight as in your parenting journey. So thank you again, and have a good day. Au revoir.